Okay, this is going to be reducing balance. I know question 3 on page 74. They're asking you to do it as a percentage of cost, which means we should be doing straight line depreciation. But I'm going to use the same question to show you how to do reducing balance depreciation. So if I look over here, all of the asset accounts are exactly the same. The provision account is empty now. The dates and everything are the same. The numbers going in here will be different. And I've left the disposal account ready for me just to put in my provision, and then I can go and finish the disposal account off. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to work out year by year how much it falls down in value. And remember, the depreciation is 20%. It's 20% of what it cost or what it was worth at the beginning of that year. So the first bus number 1, I bought that for 280 grand, so its net book value at the beginning of the year is 280 grand. So the depreciation is going to be the 280 grand times 20%. So that means at the beginning of the following year is going to be 280 grand minus 56 grand, 224. Now I'm just looking through that one. We got rid of it in year 6, okay, and there was a refrigeration system at the beginning of 03. So I'll deal with this here. So we have depreciation for this year is going to be the 224, the book value from the end of last year. We multiply that by 20%. So at the beginning of the following year, it's worth 224 grand, okay, minus the 48, okay, or 44,800, which is depreciation. But we also, at the beginning of that year, is when we got our refrigeration system, so we'll add that on to its book value. So that's what it was worth at the beginning of the year. Depreciation. So depreciation is going to be its book value, including the refrigerator, times 20%. So that means its book value for the beginning of the following year is going to be the depreciation taken away from the net book value from before. Depreciation for next year is going to be the book value for 04 times 20%, and 05, we got rid of this. I'm just bearing in mind we got rid of this in 06. So the book value for the beginning of 05 is 127. Depreciation is going to be 20% of that 127, and that means the book value at the beginning of 06 is going to be whatever, 101,000. Now depreciation, I only had it for part of the year. So that accident happened on 31st of the 9th, so that's 3/4 of the year. So my depreciation is going to be that figure times 20%, and it's going to be times 3/4, which is 9 months of the year, which is 0.75. So that's the total depreciation. Moving on to vehicle 2. So vehicle 2 I bought at the beginning of 03, so that's here. I bought it for 360 grand. Sorry, I didn't buy it at the beginning, it was the 1st of the 7th, so halfway through the year. So that's 360. So depreciation is going to be half of a full year, which is 10%. So that's that. This one here, this is vehicle 2. I had this all the way through to the end. So my net book value at the beginning of the second year is going to be that. I'll multiply that by 20%. So my book value for the beginning of next year is that times, that minus that. Depreciation for 2005 is going to be the 259 times 20%. That means my book value at the beginning of the following year is going to be that minus that. And then depreciation for that year, because I had it for a full year, okay, is that, so I just have to go equals that times 20%. So that's vehicle 2. Vehicle 3. Vehicle 3 I bought the 1st of 1st 2004 for 290. So my depreciation is going to be that figure times 20%, but I didn't have it for a full year, so I'm multiplying it by the 11 months I had it for that year. So my book value for the following year is that number, take away the depreciation. So there's my book value, I get 20% of that, and that's depreciation for this year. 2006, I did I have it? Oh no, vehicle 3, I made a mistake. Vehicle 3 was got rid of during 2003, and it happened on the 31st of the 8th. So the depreciation of that year is going to be the book value at the beginning of the year times 20% times, well, I had it for 8 months, so it'd be 8 over 12. So 8 12. No, that's not right. So I forgot to multiply. Okay. No, that is not put 2 multiplications. Okay, I need to format that now. I'll try that one again. So there's that figure times 20% times 8 over 12. Okay, and that vehicle is now gone, so obviously there's no depreciation in that year then for it. Then we have vehicle 4. So vehicle 4 was bought to replace this vehicle, and that would have been bought in 2005. Vehicle 4 is worth 260. So its net book value at the beginning of that is 260. The depreciation is going to be 260 times 20%, which is a full year's depreciation. But I only had it for 4 months. So I'll multiply it by 4 over 12, or 1/3. So that means the following year, its book value at the beginning of the year is that, and I'll multiply that then by 20% for my depreciation for that year. And finally, vehicle 5. So vehicle 5 was the replacement for bus number 1, and it was bought on 31st of the 9th 2006 and it's worth 240 grand. So 240 grand goes there as its original cost. Actual 0 there, yeah. So I had that. Now it's 20% is full year's depreciation. But I only had it for 3 months. Okay, yeah. Okay, so 1200 is the depreciation. So now I need to turn all of that into my notes. So note 1. So note 1 is all depreciation up to year 1. So what numbers do I need to add? So I'll be adding all of those depreciations, all the depreciation there, 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 and there. That's all at the beginning of year 1. Okay? So equals. So I'm just going to choose all of them. So that number plus that number plus that number plus that number, and then the depreciations that happened in 04, that number. And that. So all of those there, all the depreciation, so that's that. Okay, that needs to be turned into a number file. Okay, better that one again. That plus that plus that plus that plus that, and finally that number. Okay, it doesn't fit because the number I think is too big. I think it's the number of decimals we have there. So if I zoom out, it might be easier to see. No, it's not coming up. Okay, so that's all the depreciation for that year. Then we note number 2 is going to be the depreciation on the item I sold, so I'll put that in. Okay, so just making sure all of these numbers are formatted as numbers. And we'll have no decimal places. So during the first year, 2005, the one I sold was vehicle 3. So it'll be that figure plus that figure. That's all the depreciation on the one I sold, and there was no refrigeration or anything else involved in that. So note 3 then is all during year 1. So I'm just looking at the year 2005, and I'm just going to basically add up all those numbers there. So it equals sum. So all of that number down to that number. So note so number 4 is all on item year 2. So during year 2 I sold vehicle 1, so I've got to have all of the depreciation during its life, and that will include the refrigeration. Okay, and finally, so all the depreciation happened in year 2 is going to be adding all of these numbers here in this column. What's that? I think I'm going to go back here again and try and see, can I fix all the depreciation in year 1? So that's that number plus that number plus that number plus that number plus that number. No, for some reason it's not coming up. So there's a number there now, so I can put these numbers in here. So note number 1 is in 12, so that goes in here. Note number 2 is the disposal. That number there. Note number 3 is all the depreciation here. So it means I can balance it now. So I can add that and that. So my balance is going to be the total for the other side minus the disposal. So we're starting the next year with that one. My note number 5 then is going to be that number there. And my disposal is note 4. So total for this side is that. And that which is the same as the opposite side, which means my balance must be the difference between the two. Okay, moving on to my provision for depreciation. We see that I end up with 290 on this side. So obviously a big difference on this side, so I must make a loss. Which is going to be 290 minus that, and minus this provision. And that's the 30th to the 8th. This one here is going to be a loss this time. Reducing balance, generally you end up with a lot less, quite a bit less depreciation the longer you have it. So you'll end up with less money stored in the provision for depreciation account. So the loss is going to be total from the debit side minus that and minus that. And that is the 30th of the 9th whole 6. Okay, that's it, you're done.